Hi everyone, welcome to IHR Academy. In this video, I'll explain how to name simple alkanes. So, as most of us know that alkanes are CH2N plus 2. What does it mean? Whatever is the number of carbon, the number of hydrogen should be double and then plus 2. For example, if carbon is 1, hydrogen is double 2 and plus 2, that is 4. Similarly, if carbon is 2 and then double it, it's 4 and plus 2 is 6, so hydrogen is 6. And you can keep going. C10 and hydrogen is double 20 and plus 2, H22. So whenever the number of hydrogen is double then the number of carbon plus 2, it is alkane. And we'll see how to name simple alkanes. We know that the alkane end with A, N, E. So alkane, for example, methane, propane, hexane. So we'll start with alkane, simple alkanes. But before we start naming and we see the rules for naming alkane, we'll see some simple thing which is very confusing for some beginner students. For example, if we look at number 1, the question in a student's mind is that why this carbon has 3 hydrogen and then second carbon has just 2 hydrogen and third carbon has again 2 and the last one is 3. Why some carbons are having 3 carbons and other are having 2? So what's the rule behind that? So to explain this is really simple, but again for beginner students is confusing. So let's have a look. Carbon is tetravalent. What does it mean? Carbon can bond to 4 atoms singly. Okay, carbon can form 4 bonds. So for example, if it is hydrogen, then this carbon can make a bond with 4 hydrogens. So number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And this is we call tetravalent. Tetra means 4. So if we look at first carbon, this carbon, if I open it, it is already bonded with 1 carbon. Because it is already bonded with 1 carbon, so no more than 3 hydrogens can be attached, because carbon cannot form more than 4 bonds. So that's why we have 3 hydrogens here. Now why second carbon has 2 hydrogen? Because second carbon is already bonded with 2 carbons. This is first and this is second. Now second carbon, because it is already bonded with 2 carbons, now this cannot accommodate more than 2 hydrogens. So that's why we have only 2 hydrogens there. Yeah. So it's not very complicated, but again it's good to know for beginner students. So same is true for the second example. This carbon is having 3 hydrogens because carbon is making 1 bond with carbon and 3 vacancies left, so that's why 3 hydrogens are there. But second carbon is forming 3 bonds with carbon, 1, 2 and 3. So that's why it has vacancy for just one hydrogen. Alright, so at this point you can pause video, and I would like you to draw number of hydrogens with third example. You can pause video and then you can continue. Alright, if you have done that, let's check it with me. So first carbon, because it is bonded with just 1 carbon, so it can have 3 hydrogens. Alright, so you can say CH3. Second carbon is bonded with 2 carbons, so we'll have CH2. And third carbon, because it is bonded with 2 carbons, it can have CH2. And last one, it is bonded with just 1 carbon, so we can add 3 hydrogens. So this is very simple thing. Now we will go towards naming, and we'll see some rules. Alright, so the rules are very simple. Whenever you are given any long chain of alkanes, first thing you need to do is to select the longest continuous carbon chain, and then once you have selected the carbon chain, you have to number them, like from one end of the chain, 1 2 3 4 5, whatever is the number of that carbon in that chain. Once you have numbered them, then you will name according to this formula. First of all, you will take position and name of branch, and then prefix, and then A and E as a suffix. So what is prefix? If the number of carbon is 1, the parent chain name is will start with meth, M-E-T-H, methane. So M-E-T-H means there is 1 carbon. So prefix depends on number of carbons. So this part is very important. So if the number of carbon is 1, prefix is METH. And similarly, if number of carbon is 2 in that chain, in the longest continuous carbon chain you have selected, in that, if the total number of carbon is 2, then the prefix is ETH. And if 3 is prop, is 4 is but, is 5 is pant in hex. So this is it's very important for you to know these prefixes. If you don't know, take 2 minutes and memorize this simple from 1 to 6. Alright, say for example, if you have a carbon chain CH3, CH2, CH2, CH and CH3, and this is CH3. Okay. Now, the first rule is that select the longest continuous carbon chain. So I'll select this one. Continuous mean when you're selecting it, you don't want to break it when selecting it. So now you want to number this chain. So you have 2 ends. One end is this and the other end is this one. Second rule says that number the chain from the terminal which is closer to branch, because this terminal is closer to this branch. By the way, anything which is not in the selection, which is outside of the selection, is called branch or substituent. So because this CH3 is closer to this end, so we'll start numbering from here. So I'll say this is 1, carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3, carbon 4, and carbon number 5. Now the third rule is just to follow this formula. Position and name of branch. Position means which carbon has that branch, and then name of the branch. Because the second carbon has branch, so position is 2, and what is the name of branch? Methyl group. Because this is only one carbon in the branch, so it is methyl group. So 2 methyl, and then prefix. How many carbons in your selected chain? So there are 5 carbons total. So 5 is pent. So 2 methyl pent, and because this is alkane, so you end with A and E. So this is the name of this chain. It's very simple. So first you want to select the longest continuous carbon chain. Once you have done that, then you find what is the name of the branch, because this is 1 carbon, so its name is methyl group. So just position, which is 2, second carbon, and the name methyl, and then the prefix, number of carbon, and AN. It's very simple. Let's do some more examples. Alright, now in this example, if you select this carbon chain, if you select this one, then it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you select this one, red one, then it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you want to choose longest carbon chain. So this time we'll not go straight, we'll have bent one. So this will give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. Now where to start numbering? There are 2 terminals again. We can start numbering from here or from there. because anything which is outside of this red selection is branch or substituent, so we will consider this as a branch. So branch is closer to this terminal. That's where we start numbering from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, the position of branch, according to formula, position of branch is 3. So 3, and the name of branch is ethyl because there are 2 carbons, ethyl, and total number of carbon in the selected chain is 6. So hex, and it is alkane, so ANE. So this is the name of this carbon. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll continue naming for some more complex alkanes in the next video, so please watch. Thanks for watching this video.